What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I first want to again shout out all the new subscribers, you guys. Like, I don't know what's happening. I'm astonished at the influx of new people. I'm deeply honored. Welcome to all of you. And I guess quickly to that point, just a few housekeeping rules to new subscribers who are new to me. I'm someone who is a people person. I have always tried to promote unity and a sense of family and togetherness as much as I possibly can on my channel. And so I would encourage you to put up a thumbnail picture of yourself. We're not about hiding in the shadows on this channel. And so that if you choose to do so, I can't make you do it. I'm not the boss of you, but I am the boss of me. And so as the boss of me, I am usually not inclined to respond to comments from people that I can't see, that I have no idea who they are. I can't see you. You know, every once and again, if it's something in your comment that really moves me, I might type you just like a little short appreciate you or thank you or thanks for watching or something just to be courteous, but I will not be spending my time typing any long responses to you and I can't see you. I may as well sit and watch paint dry in my house. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe you just never thought about it. So I'm ringing the bell now to say put up a thumbnail picture of yourself. All right. I have an icon as my thumbnail on my channel, but that's because I'm actually a content creator, and you can go to the main page of my channel and see me on camera and you hear my voice, you know, and all of that. So, but when you come to the channel, you're not a content creator. I don't hear your voice. I don't see your face. You're just nothing. You're a shadow. So I have nothing to connect to you on. How am I supposed to connect to you? And this is social media. You know, you go to a mixer, you go to a social, you can't mingle with people that don't show up. And then somebody tells you when you get back to work on Monday, I was there. Where were you? I was in the closet the entire night. Well, get out my face. You see? So that's that. Also, I will probably, I'm having so much trouble saying that word lately, I've noticed. I will probably be presenting some sort of a live stream for you guys in the next day or two, due to there was some really interesting comments from people that I really appreciated in the last couple days or whatever it's been, and I would like to use that as an excuse to try and catch up on some comments, you know, so I can just kind of like hit two birds with one stone, do a live stream and get comments in. So I'm looking at that. Also, I want to say again, everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe that I'm trying to raise the $10,000 between now and 2020 to fly this coop and set me free. I want to say thank you to all of you who have dug into your resource and shown kindness. I deeply appreciate that. And I'm asking all of you who have not. Again, everybody, you don't have to feel like you have to donate $1 million. If you got that, hand it over to your boy. I will appreciate that. But everybody's got 4 quarters, everybody, and there's strength in numbers. You understand? There's strength in numbers. We can do this. We can do this. We have enough people here on the channel, and this is not a large goal. $10,000 is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money when you disperse it across many people. So you just give what you can. You know, if you big baller, you give what you can big ball. If you somebody that say, well, look, I only got a $5 I can hand the Jedi, then do that. You know, every donation is equal in the eyes of the Creator, and certainly in my eyes. You know, the person that gives $5 is no different than the person that gave $100. So that link is in the description box down below. Please utilize it, everybody. I'm going to have to keep coming at this because I understand the urgency of now, and I don't want to get to 2020 and we still haven't raised the money. You see? So let's just get it knocked out of the way as early as we can. It's a non-event and we're over it, and I don't have to keep talking about it. All right? I'm bringing this because this lying whore has finally been fired. You see, I don't know anybody who can just get, accused of murder. I don't care where you work at, even if you work at McDonald's, goddammit. You get accused of murder, arrested and everything. And you actually committed that murder, and you just show up to work on Monday like it's nothing after you bailed out because you waiting on trial and whatever. You are out of there. You are out. You see? And then when you think about how many of our brothers and sisters, get some bullshit ass charge that lands them in the penal system and they're incarcerated and it's a felony, and they come out, they can't even get a job. You see? And there's all these background checks and how long, and how many, depends on how many years they're gonna go back and all that stuff. You feel me? Like, I can't. Wow. But white privilege. And I'm going to be taking this in a different direction with covering this, everybody. I want to go through this. But I have another piece that the universe handed me just before I was going to go to production on this. I just happened to be, I knew I was going to do this, and then I was clicking around at something else, and then I was handed something else that I think goes so perfectly with this. And I'm going to be making a major point in this video. Let's get into it now. So this lying whore, murdering, lying, racist whore, who murdered our brother Botham Shimjon, has finally been fired. But it's not enough. This is from The Root. Alright? Not Reddit. The lying racist murdering whore who murdered 26-year-old Botham Shimjon as he sat in his own apartment minding his own damn business has been fired from her job with the Dallas Police Department. Now, maybe those to mention it. I want to say this because I heard that it still wasn't that Butch Dyke, Renee Hall, fake bitch. I'm under the understanding that it was internal affairs that fired her. You understand? When every law on the book says that she could have fired her outright. And indeed, they showed other cases where other people had been fired outright by the fucking chief. You see? So, we need some black reporters going in there, jamming her ass up, and saying, what's really the deal? Because we're sick of y'all bitch asses being in positions of power, and you come out and just give us any type of little vomit and spit. What's the deal? Are you getting white pressure? Are you a fake bitch? What's the deal? Did you secretly did not want her to be fired? We demand answers as a community from your black ass. We demand that. You see? You jam the bitch up at her job, you show up at her church, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Goddamn it, you at the gas station. Whatever. But we deserve answers. Not just from her, but going forward from any and all African people in positions of power. Certainly something like this where there's been a clear injustice against one of us and you're in a position to rectify that and you don't. We want your ass. We want it. And we want answers. You see what I'm saying? We should have people standing outside of her house yelling questions, reporters and shit, bullhorns, whatever. We want answers, bitch. Are you retarded? What's the deal? Because this is clearly a clear betrayal. And that makes you no better than the enemy. It makes you worse than the enemy. But let us see what's going to come out of this. All right, the department announced that the lying, murdering whore, her termination via a post on Twitter. They announced it via a post on Twitter, saying that the whore had been terminated during a hearing that took place Monday. So I'm thinking that's, I don't know. Let's bring this in, y'all. Hold up. Chief U. Renee Hall terminates officer. Really? This is the tweet. Dallas Police Chief and Butch Dyke and fake bitch terminated the lying, murdering whore. And I guess that's her police number during a hearing held September 24th of 2018. Why'd you need a hearing? An internal affairs investigation concluded that on September 9, 2018, that the lying, murdering whore engaged in adverse conduct when she was arrested for manslaughter. Just a second. So then, did she then, after all the pressure, then did she go now to internal affairs? What is your problem, bitch? Are you under pressure? Is somebody threatening you? Is one of these white people saying, no, black bitch, you don't fucking do anything, you just hear in image only? Because that's believable. Whatever it is, we need and want and demand answers. Do you understand me? This has left an extra bad taste in my mouth. You see, because her and the district attorney whore. The lying murderer was terminated for her actions. She was hired in November 2013 and was assigned to, who cares? All right, under civil service rules, the lying whore has the right to appeal this. So what? So what? So what? All right. Dallas Police Chief and lying whore also terminated the murdering whore during a hearing. Okay, we just kind of read that. Okay, has the right to appeal. Okay, the announcement itself is somewhat confusing for a number of reasons. What did the murdering whore supposedly do when she was arrested on September 9th? The shooting was on September 6th. Is that the date they meant to put on the announcement? Wait, the Jedi did not catch that. Why didn't I catch that? Let me see why I didn't. Police and during the hearing was on 24th, and Turner was concluded that on September 9th, the lying whore engaged. Okay, well I just took it. That's why I didn't catch it, because this reads as, I'll read it. An internal affairs memo concluded that on September 9th, in other words, that's when they concluded their finding. That's how I took it. So it didn't send up a red flag. It concluded that on September, an internal affairs investigation concluded that on September 9, 2018, the whore had engaged in adverse conduct when she was arrested for manslaughter. So there would be no reason for me to think that they're not talking about just when they concluded. Let's go on. But apparently it's not that, and so that this is even more scandalous. An internal affairs investigation concluded on September 9. What did the whore do when she was arrested on September 9th? Because are they saying that she was arrested again, or is the writer being, sarcastic, like appropriately so though? What did she do when she was arrested on September 9th? The shooting was on September 6th. Is that the date they meant to put on the announcement? The Washington Post had the same question. And when they asked, Dallas police said that the murdering whore was fired simply because she had been arrested, not for anything she did during the apprehension. The use of the word apprehension is overdoing it a bit, in my opinion. And I'm going to stop there before I even hear what they're going to say, because we already showed that she turned herself in. Remember, she was admitted, everybody, was the language that got on my last nerve. She was admitted. Like as if she was at the fucking, ER for like a paper cut. She's admitted. Oh, we just have to admit you. You see. The use of the word apprehension is overdoing it a bit, in my opinion, because the murdering whore turned herself in. Okay, so they're with me. All right, she wasn't apprehended. But whatever. The murdering whore being fired is a good sign, but the fact that she can appeal this decision is not. Furthermore, there needs to be more than a termination. Listen, this is outrageous for them to even put, she has the right to terminate, to appeal, because that's if it's like something it's kind of ambiguous, like, where the evidence is not really clear, and it's kind of a gray area. That's what the intention of that rule would be. That's the spirit of it. Not, it's clear that your bitch ass murdered somebody and then you're going to come back and appeal for your job? Really? No, bitch, you're going under the jail. There'll be no job for you at the police department or anywhere else. You're not even working. You're not even going to be working the fryer at McDonald's. You're not going to be doing that, huh? What's she going to do? A book tour, huh? Is there a book tour? Being fired is a good sign, but the fact that she can appeal the decision is not. Furthermore, there needs to be more than a termination. Yeah, the bitch needs to be under the jail. A man was killed for doing nothing more than being in his own damn house. What's this? Everything you've been told about Botham Jean is wrong. Come let me show you something. Okay, we're gonna have to click on that, but they better not piss me off. That better not just be fucking clickbait, because I will fight. The murdering whore's story is she parked her vomitous ass unbelievable fairy tale Wizard of Oz story is that she parked her damn car on the wrong level of her parking lot and therefore entered the wrong floor of the building. She went to the door she thought was hers, put her key in the damn lock, and because the door was allegedly ajar, which we know is a lie, her key then pushed the door open, which we know is completely impossible because the doors slammed themselves shut. More lies. And there's a big ass fucking red rug in front of the door. From the doorway, she reportedly sees Botham as a, quote, shadow. I don't know how you see a shadow in the dark. Because remember, it's supposed to be pitch black according to her fake ass story. And you don't see nothing in pitch black. She saw a shadow, and thinking him to be a burglar, is she saying that pre-shooting? Because if so, then there's another detail that's leaking out. Are you determining that it was a male? That it was? I'm not gonna explore that. I'm just gonna go on. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm just not even gonna do it. And thinking him to be a burglar, she allegedly yelled out verbal commands, which nobody fucking does, that she said he did not comply with, because he's in his own fucking house, before drawing her service weapon instead of running down the hall and radioing for help. No. She's a murdering whore, so she draws her service weapon and fires twice. And is able to hit this shadow in the dark. Huh? Annie, get your gun. Botham was struck in the torso and died from the gunshot wound. The murdering, lying whore presumably had some training to get into the job she had. There are key things she missed just on an observational level that could have prevented Botham's death. The red doormat. Furniture presumably in positions they would not be in had she been in her own damn fucking apartment. shadows, which she claimed Botham was, would have looked different as well. Why didn't she notice any of this? Because she's a lying, murdering, white, fucking racist ass bitch. The timing of the murdering whore's termination is a bit odd. Excuse me, y'all. Considering just last week, the Butch Dyke said she did not want to fire the murdering whore because it could interfere with the criminal investigation into the shooting. Oh no, we can't fire her to interfere. Well, I wish I had thought about that shit way back when I was a teenager. I worked jobs where I was a fucking cashier and could have fucking stole my fucking weight in gold and been like, well, they can't fire me because it interfered with the investigation, so you guys can't fire me. I still have to work here. So I still have to. So I have to. So I'm clocking in. It would be ridiculous. But remember, this is the black Butch Dyke saying this. You see? The traitorous Butch Dyke. You see? The timing. It could interfere with the criminal investigation. How? Bitch, write me a fucking thesaurus on just that lie. Present a case now of how firing the murderer in your case would interfere with the investigation. You see, her and the fucking district attorney keep going back to this investigation. We are completing our investigation as if she's doing the fucking 9/11 commission or something. She's doing the fucking Kennedy assassination. I can't. Oh my God. I never. Jedi, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get worked up. Bring yourself down. Just bring it down. Just bring it down. I know you want to grab the bitch by that hair that she really ain't got and drag that bitch for 15 miles with your bare hands, but just bring it back, Jedi. Bring it back. Now, go on with the article. Thank you, self. You talked me off of that ledge. In a statement released on Thursday, the Butch Dyke bitch said and vomited out, quote, as an employer, DPD can compel the lying, murdering, racist whore to provide a statement during a DPD administrative investigation. And those statements given to DPD could potentially compromise the criminal investigation. I don't think I'm going to get through this without getting worked up. Because lying is something that really just goes through me even more than all the other bullshit. Like, on top of that, I have to deal with this unbelievably ridiculous fucking lying. Where's my punch? Four days later, the murdering, lying whore has been fired. But the criminal investigation is not yet complete. How will her termination impact the criminal investigation? Is her termination meant as a pacification for the masses calling for injustice? Like, you really not, otherwise you wouldn't really even be trying to fire her, bitch ass? Again, justice means more than the murdering, lying, racist bitch losing her job. We need a conviction. You see what I'm saying? We need blood dripping from this bitch's face. You see what I'm saying? From some prison, grainy prison CT camera where some bitches just got her ass. You sort of said this would be good for us. You know what I'm saying? Blood pressure levels would decrease. You see what I'm saying? And we need her to serve time for what she has done. This should not be swept under the rug. Botham deserves better. Appreciate you, Monique Judge. Appreciate you, my sister. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Your little smile and everything. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She want me. She want me. That's why she look like that in her picture. She want me though. But she want me though. But y'all can't see that. Y'all can't see she want me. Y'all don't see that. Psh. Okay, that's how y'all want to be. All right, look. Here's what I want to talk about, everybody. As I bring this other piece that I'm bringing with this. We have speculated in this case. Oh, that's why we still have to click on this, y'all. God damn it all to hell. All right, let me say this first. We've been speculating as to whether or not she knew both of them. And I think to whatever our theories have been at different levels and different angles, I think I speak for all of us when I say that we agree that there's some familiarity there. Like they wasn't a total stranger. And we could go from the spectrum of, oh, they saw each other just in passing in cars, going out of their building, etc., etc. But then we know that there is more, because we know that she has called and complained on him, you see. And even that day, the bitch had called again, and he got a call earlier that day about her complaint on his noise, in quotations. So they knew each other. But what I want to say, and to some degree I've touched on this in previous work at different times and different degrees, but I'm going in now. I'm going in and really target this issue. I think that as African people, we need to really step back and consider if it is even sane, given our history from 1619 to now. The shit never stopped. Is it sane for us to even allow ourselves to have friendships with these people? Or to have any other relationships with them other than what is necessary? What do I mean by that? You work at McDonald's and so does some white heifer. Well, the bitch is there. What can you do? So she's there, but you don't really got to interact with her. You see? Now let's step it up a notch. The bitch is the manager. Or you're the manager and she's in your employ. And you didn't hire her. The bitch already worked there when you got the job as manager. Fire the bitch. The next story. So I'm saying. Alright, but fine. So I'm saying, is it even sane? I'm asking it that way. I'm not asking should we. Because that's too easy. I don't want no little kindergarten answers on this. Because my question suggests an answer already and an indictment upon any answer that is not proper to this question. Are you following me? So I ask it again. Is it even sane for us to have relationships with these damn people at any level? At any level. And that means politely so. It doesn't even have to be hostile. Unless they make it that way. Which you can usually count on. You see? But we're going to keep it in our lane for a minute. For the purpose of my question. Which is rhetorical. But when I say politely so, we see that in the society already. Korean people ain't having shit to do with nobody. They stay amongst their own. All the Asians do it. The Arabs do the same thing. You see, they all do it. When you go to 7-Eleven and you see the Sikhs from India, they you don't even know where they live at. You never see where they live. Any of these people I've just described. Excuse me. It's just they just there and then they vanish. You really don't even know their car. You feel me? So they're doing it. What has been in a very sick way, we're being dared almost by this beast to not accept them or interact with them. We're the ones that they're so pressed to be a part of every and any fucking thing that we do. You see? We have to control the things that we can control, everybody. And today is yesterday and yesterday is today. Just like Emmett Till is in a cold grave, may Allah give him space in his grave, blot out his inequities and his sins, and give him paradise. Amen. But just as Emmett Till's in a cold grave, that white bitch then is this white bitch now, I proclaim. How could we even be expected or considered to make any distinction between this 2018 whore and that 55? When was Emmett Till killed? I should be shot for this. I think it was 1955, y'all, or 58 or something. When was Emmett Till murdered? 1955.
Wikipedia. Emmett Lewis Till, July 25th, 1941, August 28th, 1955, was a young African...
Yeah, 1955. Your first mind is always your right mind. Alright, heifer, shut your ass up. Shut your right ass up. Shut your shit. They always gotta tell too much. Even if they digital. Like, I just asked that. Like, I didn't ask you, like, you know what I'm saying? But the 1955 white woman is the 2018 murdering savage that went into Botham's apartment. She is the same bitch that is the Starbucks bitch. She's the Waffle House bitch. She is the Yale bitch. She's Barbecue Becky. You see what I'm saying? This is what I've always called the historical white bitch, because historically, you remember it was the white woman who wanted the black penis and would threaten the slave. Either you have sex with me or I'll say you raped me. You see? And they use that. I think it is absolutely important that we as a people begin to look at this seriously. Because I'll give you an example, and this will shut up any white naysayers. After the alleged attacks of 9/11, alleged in very high quotations, like you need to put your arms up over your shoulders and then stand on a ladder and then do goddammit quotations. You understand? Very high quotations. You see what I'm saying? High quotations. You'll recall after the alleged attacks of 9/11, they said it was 19 Saudis. That's what their fictional conspiracy theory that they call the official report, which is just a theory, because they weren't there, allegedly, and they didn't do it. So theirs is a theory. But they said in their theory that it was 19 Arab men from Saudi Arabia. So why do my black ass have to be checked at the airport? Grandma in the wheelchair and all of it. Little children have to be searched by the TSA. Wait, I thought you said it was just the Saudis. You see, because their mind frame is then don't trust no fucking body. So we should be in that same fucking vein, because they've been terrorizing us since 1619. So I ask you, why are we trusting any of them? I ask you this now. I ask you this now. That is a very cogent, relevant, valid, intelligent, critical question that I just asked you. Think about that. And by the way, their alleged 9/11 was one event in one place on one day. Their shit has been every fucking day round the clock from 1619 to now when I'm speaking to you on this bitch. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So why on earth would we trust any of them or befriend any of them when we see when they have one event that happens in one place on one day at one time, they would not be trusting us. They would not be trusting us. And you don't get to go to the airport and go, well, look, it was 19 Saudis. Let me through this bitch. Get out my face. I'm taking my lotion and everything on. Get out my way. Get out my way. They will arrest your ass up out of there. They mean it. So we should mean it too. Damn it. You see, we're well within our right as a sane people to just say politely to any of them who doesn't understand, once they realize they're being given the cold shoulder, say, look, our history is too toxic. And it's not just history. Your people are still oppressing and murdering my people right now as I'm talking to you. There's blood running from your people, from my people because of you. I just can't talk to you. I'll give you another example to make it really clear to the retarded ones who will try and use some other bullshit. You have a daughter, and she's dating a kid from another family. Turns out his dad is arrested as a child molester. Huh? First thing you're going to do is say, my daughter can't see you no more. Because that's his son, and he may have the same tendencies as his father. You don't know. Yeah, you can't see my daughter no more. We just don't want you to come around. We just don't want you to come around no more. You see? We just think it's best that you just didn't come around. And that would be fine. That would be right. It would be just. It would be their prerogative. So let us claim our power and our own prerogative. You understand? I'm not the boss of you. I can't make you do shit. But I myself have for many years have a black only policy. Period. And when I've been confronted, like the last place I lived, I was at that place for 10 years. And at one point, I had some neighbors that had moved in, and it was a brother and his father. And I was trying to tell him, you need to try and stay away from these little white girls and these little white people you're bringing around because they're a problem. And you're young and you're not sophisticated enough to know what the situation is. Well, I'm coming out of my apartment one day and they come by and he speaks to me, but his little white friend is with him. He's like, oh man, this is so-and-so. And so-and-so, this is so-and-so. And the dude extended his hand and I just told him, I said, I don't shake hands with white people. I just don't. I just don't. That's my policy. I don't do that. I'm sorry. I just don't do that. You see? Because that is an intelligent decision made by a man who absolutely understands the atmospherics in which he stands right now. It is only that clouded black mind who is caught up in the fantasy trying to seduce you away and make you think that was some ancient history, that all those people are gone. There's only a few of those and they're all gone now. Nah. That's Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. I live in reality. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And as time goes on and gets more critical, and as these people get even more and more desperate, everybody, we need to be paying attention. We need to be paying attention because I just brought you the video yesterday or the day before of the dude already calling for a fucking race war over just pictures of Hebrew Israelite brothers standing at attention and just looking proud according to him. That was enough to piss him off. You think they'd be shaking your hand or interacting with you had we been the motherfuckers who have been bullshitting their ass since 1619 and still fucking with them today? I think not. Because they are a vengeful people. They've shown us this. They settle everything with violence. Everything. Everything. That's how they settle it. And they're very vengeful. How many of our brothers and sisters are in prison now and have even died in prison over many decades because something happened to one of their white ass and they just blamed somebody black and they just wanted any black face. It didn't matter. And they knew the person was probably not the person and wasn't guilty at all, but they just wanted a black face for their own sick vengeance. Do you understand? Where is our thirst for vengeance? I ask you now. Where is it? Where is it? You see, because this lying, murdering bitch murdered our brother in his own apartment. But I cite for you Greenwood, Oklahoma, 1921, when that white bitch lied on the brother and claimed that something happened in the elevator that didn't happen, because we know she was a lying bitch, just like the bitch that came generations after her to get Emmett Till murdered. Same white bitch. So we take that same historical white whore, and you'll recall that when they arrested our brother, there was, all of them came out in huge mobs like they always do. Huge mobs. That mob still exists now. That mob is what is protecting this murdering white whore. They're just not out in the streets with their hoods on and with their guns and their pickup trucks. You see? They do their procedural shit, but it's the same principle. But there was a huge mob, and they wanted that nigger. Give him over to us. Give him over to us. It was a scandal. And they ended up murdering 3,000 African people and burning down our entire fucking city that was owned by us. And we're not somewhere saying, give us this bitch now or else? Huh? The heavens will record that we were righteous in our pursuit. If we were that people. Because if this had been a white dude or a white heifer in that apartment, murdered by anybody black, they would have been under the jail. And if they weren't, you would have that white mob out right now. You'd have that white mob out, just like we saw them come out over Darren Wilson. All of a sudden, the everyday white person and the fucking police of all different counties and in different states was wearing "I'm Darren Wilson" buttons. That's that white mob, everybody. Stop the video when I fucking make shit up. Just stop the video and don't ever listen to me ever again. That's that white mob. It was then, it is now, it has never been over. Do you understand me? We got to understand reality. You see? Because they having you in one reality and they're in a different one doing different things. So at the very least, we need to begin excommunicating ourselves from these people. You understand? That is the best prescription. We don't need to live in buildings where they live. You see? We don't need to be in places where they're at. We just don't. We just don't, dude. We just don't. You see? It's like my grandmama used to say, when the other kids don't want to play, you take your toys and you bring your ass home. It's time for us to get our fucking toys and go the fuck home. That's what we need to do. Figuratively and literally, goddammit. So, I wanted to say that after this article. I wanted to talk about that because I'm laying foundation for another piece that I'm bringing. But now we have to detour because of this. This is a provocative headline. Everything you've been told about Botham Jean is wrong. So we have to click on this now. Like, we have to now. Damn it. And I should also say this, I would invite any white listeners listening to me, I would challenge your honesty at this hour too. I would challenge your honesty. Flip the tables. You're the ones that were enslaved from 1619 to now. You're the ones that we are shooting down in the street every day, and nobody ever gets convicted. You're being shot under the most outrageous circumstances. Your music was too loud. They thought you had a gun when you were completely naked. You understand? And down the list you can go. And we crescendo it up to this current case, where one of your people is in their house, and now with all the history of us killing you, since 1619, Now one of us is mistakenly, oh my God, I don't know, I clicked my heels and I thought I saw Annie M, and I was in your apartment and I murdered you. I challenge your honesty now. Would you want to have shit to do with us? And don't give me that God wants us all to get along bullshit. Don't give me that. Because that hasn't been what your people have been exercising against us. It's been exactly not that. So that's off the table as an option. I want your honest answer. I'd like your honest answer. Your honest answer. I invite you. Now, everything you've been told about both of them is wrong. I'm over it. Come, let me show you something. Let me show you what it is to be black. To be forever erased from the realm of the living with a bang and a puff of smoke. To disappear silently into an empty void. Or, even worse, to have your death dissected in a desperate futile search for the meaninglessness of your existence. That is a brilliant opening paragraph. Who is this writer? I must know it right now. Damn it. And it is War and Peace. Michael Harriot, renowned white popologist, getter and doer of it. Never reneged, never will, last real niggas alive. Michael Harriot. Okay, you've impressed me, brother, with your opening paragraph. Don't piss me off and don't turn on me now. Watch your ass. Such is the case with both of them, Jim John. As soon as this lying, murdering racist whore issued firearm reportedly fell, Botham Jean inside his own home, everyone began making excuses and asking why. As soon as her firearm reportedly fell, wait, is that another lie on top of it? Her firearm fell? I can't, dude. Maybe she was in the wrong apartment. Where did she park? How did she get in the apartment? Have you checked her key? How many hours did this whore work that night? Oh, the door was open? Someone said they heard yelling. Was both them armed? What if she genuinely feared for her life? Many have wondered why police have charged this whore with manslaughter and not murder. In Texas, murder is when a person intentionally or knowingly causes the death of an individual, as opposed to manslaughter when someone recklessly causes the death of another individual according to the Texas Penal Code. Jean somebody, a former prosecutor, well, they're probably going to say his name later, so Cruzot, a former prosecutor, it's probably Cruzot, a former prosecutor, defense attorney, and judge, described the manslaughter charge for this lying, murdering racist whore as, quote, deviation from the norm, end quote, because she is a white, historical white bitch. That's the reason. Because the rules always change for them. You see? That's the first thing to look at. What's the crime? Who's the victim? Oh, he's black. Who shot him? Oh, alright, well then it's this set of rules. Like, that's how the shit goes. I'm convinced, and I think we all are, because that's what we've seen. That's what we've seen. Oh, you beat Rodney King nearly with an inch of his life. Quick, move the case to another county where we can get all white people. Quick, do that. Quick. I could give 1,000 cases just off the top of my head and not be done. As a deviation from the norm, telling the Dallas Morning News he was, quote, not aware of a case in which a person murders another person in the torso with death as the result and is charged with goddammit manslaughter, end quote. Remember, he is a former prosecutor, defense attorney, and a goddammit judge. Huh? This is his credential here, everybody. Prosecutor, defense attorney, and goddammit judge. Huh? So he's not just some random person making statements. He's most acquainted with the law. In spite of the fact that the murdering lying whore pointed a gun at Botham and pulled the trigger, apparently prosecutors and authorities have automatically assumed that she couldn't have, quote, intended to kill him. I was just pulling my gun out to shoot him, just to, in case, or something, something. That works for us, Betty Sue. She's feared for her life. Huh? Even the most imaginative Americans quickly dispel the notion that God-fearing, privilege-toting protectors and servers like this lying whore could be capable of such a thing. There must be a reason. Wow. But no one has told Botham's story. Ask his family if they care about this lying, murdering whore's intent. Botham probably had no time to contemplate whether the bullet spinning toward his chest was fired recklessly or intentionally. There's only one reason Botham is dead. This lying, murdering whore murdered him. The press, the police, other white people, even some black people are obsessed with trying to find the intent and the reason for the bad action of white people and cops. In the hidden truth of white America's collective subconscious, even the idea of white incompetence, iniquity, or guilt is inconceivable. Huh? And that paragraph sounded like something written by Michael Eric Dyson. Can we just put that out there? I'm over it. And that's why everyone is telling this story wrong. In telling the story of Botham Jean, we are willing to rationalize the actions of incompetent police officers and white people in general. Well, hold off on that we, brother. We, they, goddammit, are willing to rationalize the action of incompetent ass fucking police and other white people in general. In the retelling, because that's right up there with, the country's divided. No, white people are just pissed off. The country's not divided. Settle down. The country's not divided. Just white people are pissed off. That's it. You see, you have to tell things the way they actually are, without using hyperbole and drama. You just tell it. In the retelling of this real-life murder mystery, we have managed to humanize the murdering, lying, racist whore, but no one is even willing to give Botham a speaking part because a black victim is never seen as human. Just a dead black thing. Because this is War and Peace, everybody, damn it, I want it, but this is very compelling. I want to get to my other piece that I intended. We're off the rail. This is not part of what I was intending to bring you. We have to go on. We have to. Damn it, we're going to be long. All right. We don't care why black victims like Eric Garner gave up the ghost. We dismiss their humanity and fear by saying they, quote, shouldn't have resisted, end quote. Stephon Clark is dead because he ran. We still don't care to know what happened to Sandra Bland because, according to her critics, she could have saved her own life by simply complying. They never have voices, just hashtags. But the white stories are always told. You see, and they get a Lifetime movie. I can just add that. Darren Wilson's reasoning was heard in court when he said Mike Brown was a, quote, Hulk, end quote. Dylan Roof's tale of being radicalized by online white supremacists explained why he went on a killing spree at Emmanuel AME Bible study, so police gave him a post-arrest whopper. Betty Shelby is back to working as a police officer and using the reason why she killed unarmed Terrence Crutcher as train other officers. Why she killed unarmed Terrence Crutcher to train other officers because she obviously feared for her fucking white ass life. And the bitch looked like a man. White lawbreakers are motivated by video games, political influences, mental illness, divorce, heartbreak, bad finance, pills, I'll add that, or even cream-filled desserts before castigating a Caucasian killer or convicting a cop, you must first step inside their shoes and consider if their fear was reasonable. Huh? Well, you can't just... it looks like double murder, but we have to see if it was reasonable or not. Okay, the victims were unarmed and they were children, but we have to see if the officer was reasonable. We just don't know. We just don't have the facts yet. And we don't know what happened before the video started. Huh? Sound familiar? But no one cares about the intent of black victims and suspects, even when they are dead. What did Laquan McDonald intend to do with the 4-inch knife he was wielding when Jason Van Dyke, white devil-ass racist bitch, pumped 16 bullets into a 17-year-old? Why has no one ever explained why Trayvon Martin would jump on an armed man, a fat beast, by the way, who outweighed him? Why was Stephon Clark not allowed the same fear as this Betty Shelby bitch? Even better, Google the last armed burglary in your city. Did the police even give a reason? Why doesn't anyone care about the burglar's intent? Ray was about to lose his job and he had to get this money, and he was, Because that, dear reader, is what privilege is made of. Although most people think of privilege as some sort of existential extra benefit, privilege is actually the white people magic that allows the media, lawmen, and the public to manufacture the default presumption of innocence out of thin air when an offender is white. Yet, when a suspect is black, the constitutional rights of innocence until proven guilty magically disappear into thin air. I'm over it. Huh? Where's that Glenda the Good Witch when you need that bitch in that bubble, huh? Get her ass in here. It is the same spectacular abracadabra that recently snatched an entire parking lot from beneath Marquise McLaughlin's feet in Clearwater, Florida, handed it to Michael Dredka, and convinced the Pinellas County Sheriff's Department that when Dredka killed McLaughlin over a parking space, Dredka's only intent was to stand his ground. That was the brother that I guess was... No, that was a different one. I thought that was this one that they just shown a picture of there. Because that wasn't over a parking space. It was, because he was pissed that they were parked in that. I fucking can't remember. Anyway, gunman in stand your ground shooting of black man had history of raging about parking spaces. Okay, so that is the one they're citing. All right, if Botham was telling his story, he would not say he was shot and murdered by a white bitch. To Botham, she was a silhouette. She was a burglar, not a cop. When the murdering, lying white whore shot Botham, she was not acting in the capacity of a law enforcement fucking officer. She wasn't on the goddamn clock and responding to a crime. She was an armed intruder who transformed an alive black man into an inanimate template for a chalk outline. How many hours did Botham work on Thursday before he was awakened by this unarmed bitch? Where did he park his car? How many verbal commands did he issue to this lying, murdering white whore to get the fuck out of his own goddamn house? You know, they bring something by accident here, everybody. Where did he park his car? Because if there's a sign parking, the bitch wouldn't have been able to park in that space. Do you understand? So where did the bitch really park at? I already told you in my documentary that this is premeditated murder, everybody. And right now, for me, the motive is at the very least, you want motive? I give you, there was noise complaints that she had logged. We know there were several of them, even one on the day of his murder. She gets home after working her little bitch-ass shift, and she has decided, that's it, I'm going up there to confront him. Premeditated murder. It was 10 o'clock at night and she didn't feel like it on a Thursday. Why should anyone give a nanosecond to contemplating the lying whore's work schedule? What she was thinking, or what kind of mistakes she made when she allegedly murdered a man. Why does her intent ever matter? This is why this case has nothing to do with racism or police brutality while simultaneously having everything to do with police brutality and whiteness. The media, law enforcement authorities, and even juries are willing to comb through an infinite number of haystacks in search of a single needle which they can affix mercy and understanding on a goddamn cop and any fucking white person. This dangerous game of white absolution is the exact reason that Trayvon Martin's story makes black people so furious. If fat-ass Zimmerman had not stopped or followed the 17-year-old Martin, he would still be alive. Trayvon is dead because of this fat fucking racist bitch. Psychotic at that, and we knew that the very first day, the first night we seen him. The only people questioning shit was their ass. Yet the American justice system found a way for 12 fucking jurors to find him not guilty. Even though we know crime is largely a socio-economic problem, no one even asks about intent, reason, or even why are there so many more poor black people. This is why judges sentence black criminals to sentences that are 20% longer than white fucking people who commit the same goddamn crime, and why black suspects are offered plea deals less often than fucking white people. It's also the reason why these fucking murdering ass fucking police are rarely convicted for on-duty killings. Apparently, black people aren't even capable of reason, and it is never a white man's intent to kill, even though they're the biggest fucking murderer on the goddamn planet, responsible for untold hundreds of millions of people in civilization being wiped out over history. We're not even going to get to the 130 million natives they massacred off of this bitch and now call this their land and get pissed off when you don't stand for that fucking flag. That alone is a reason to never stand for that bitch. Just for the fucking 130 million native carcasses. But they only want to talk about the white fucking soldiers who are serving for this country, which they're not serving anything but big corporations. Has nothing to do with freedom at goddamn it all. You see, the hypocrisy is entrenched. I ask you again, we are under no obligation to have any association with these people. That is our right. That is our prerogative. Write it. And this is what it is to be black. To have your story told by the men whose bullets are still embedded in your goddamn corpse. To be demonized by the same fucking devil whose arms were wrapped around your throat as you begged them to allow you to breathe. This is us. Moving targets, made for beatings, bullet holes, and choke holes. We are not afforded the same humanity as these fucking whites. Even in death, we are inanimate, soulless bodies who must have done something wrong that forced them to stop our aggressively violent hearts from beating so loud, huh? Here is a true story that has never been told. On Thursday, September 6, 2018, an armed, racist white bitch broke into the Dallas home of a beautiful African king by the name of Botham Shimjon and murdered him in cold blood. She was not a burglar, though. She was an excusable eraser. She was an innocent white woman, historical white bitch, who stumbled upon a tragedy and defended her life, which was obviously more valuable. But she's not a murderer. She's a creator of dead black things. That's a brilliant piece. That's a brilliant piece. All right, somebody get me one of my Emmys out of the closet back there. You, get over there and get my damn Emmy. FedEx it to this brother. All right, do it. I love that. I would almost like to frame this. Like, frame this. I'm going to frame that. That's worthy. That's worthy. All right, let's get to the main piece that I had as a second addendum to that opening, you guys. That really goes to that question, because that's what I really want to be the overall theme, in addition to just reporting that this whore has been fired finally. All right, let's go to this. Now, this is from 2017, everybody. It's almost a year old because it's from November of 2017, November 11th. and I just happened to learn of its existence. Apparently it was taken out by a brother. I've not read it. And I'll tell you how it came on my radar. You know how you see stuff to the right, and it was that fucking homosexual bitch ass, bow tie ass wearing ass Tucker fucking Carlson, who I pray gets hit by a bus or just anything speeding. And the header under it was, a professor says something about, can my children be friends with white kids, something. And so I was like, I ain't gonna listen to it because he pisses me off, and I'll throw something at my fucking monitor, so let me just go and search the story myself. And this is what I came upon. Alright, it's from the New York Times, 2017. Can my child be friends with white people? I think this is very relevant, you see, because we say so. You understand? Because we say so. We say so. Damn it. You see? Because remember, any white bitch can come 50, 60 years after some shit's happened to them, and we're supposed to all mourn immediately. You see? We're supposed to mourn, and the perpetrator is supposed to be dealt with immediately and done away with out of human existence and all the shit. But our suffering goes on, and nobody gives a fuck. So that's why this fucking article is important. And this title. Can my children be friends with white people? I answer the question outright now to say fuck no. But we're going to see what he says. My oldest son, wrestling with a 4-year-old's happy struggles, is trying to clarify how many people can be his best friend. Quote, my best friends are you and mommy and my brother and, end quote. But even a child's joy is not immune to the ominous political period. This summer's images of violence in Charlottesville, Virginia prompted an array of questions. Quote, some people hate others because they are different, unquote, I offer lamely. A childish but distinct panic enters his voice. But I'm not different. It is impossible to convey the mixture of heartbreak and fear I feel for him. The Orange Tulips election has made it clear that I will teach my boys the lesson generations old, one that I, for the most part, nearly escaped. I will teach them to be cautious. I will teach them suspicion. I will teach them distrust. Much sooner than I thought I would. I will have to discuss with my boys whether they can truly be friends with white people. I want to stop right there because I've said this, everybody. I've said this in previous work. I have said this, I have said it. And I'm saying it again. And to know that this brother took out an op-ed in the New York Times to say this is quite gratifying. You see, and validating, not that I needed it, because the truth stands on its own no matter who proclaims it. Even if it's not proclaimed, the truth just is. And this is what is our reality. This is what is our reality. And let us be clear. The punchline is, we didn't make it like this. We didn't start this. And as the victim, it is our what? Prerogative to make our own decisions, free of any white interpretation or input about how the fuck we want to conduct ourselves as free and sovereign creatures of the divine. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? We don't need no permission. And we don't give a fuck if they don't like it. And if they know like I know, this is best for all of us. Just stay away. Just stay away. Just stay away. Meaningful friendship is not just a feeling. It is not simply being able to share a beer. Real friendship is impossible without the ability to trust others. I love this. Without knowing that your well-being is important to them. See, because as I pointed out when I that one video that I linked for you guys, that there was an actual video of both of them with some of his white friends, and I was saying it made me sad to see that, even to see it, because he doesn't realize the environment in which he's in. He's a spectacle for them. You see, an artifact, a thing of interest, you know. It's not sincere. And just to be able to say they know somebody black and shit. You see? So I love how he's breaking this down. It's more than just being able to share beer. Real friendship is impossible without the ability to trust others, without knowing that your well-being is important to them. And I would say knowing that your well-being is paramount to them, if I might take license. The desire to create, maintain, or wield power over others destroys the possibility of friendship. Got to read that again. The desire to create, maintain, or wield power over others destroys the possibility of friendship. You see? And so, no matter if you hugged up with some white bitch right now, when you get into the wrong type of situation, she gonna try and exercise that white privilege. So you're compromised. This is a liability. Stay away. Just stay away. Because that is how peace can be found. Just stay away. Just leave us the fuck alone. Just leave us alone. Could you just do that? You see? But they gotta pick. Pick. Just like we saw the pregnant sister coming out the store. White devil walks up and gets in her face. Brother has to come out and punch him into his fucking next fucking existence and shit. She's doing absolutely nothing. White devil approaches. Picking. You see? Picking. Picking. So that must be the response. To say stay the fuck away. If you can't respond to just stay away, then it has to be escalated to stay the fuck away. You see? One way or the other, the point must be made affirmatively and clearly. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, I'm over it, his famous dream of black and white children holding hands was a dream precisely because he realized that in Alabama, conditions of dominance made real friendship between white and black people impossible. History has provided little reason for people of color to trust fucking white people in this way. I love that line. That's the whole crux of my damn... we're done, everybody. Thank you for listening. This is Jedi. Please donate to my GoFundMe. I'm over it. That sentence just made my entire video. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. History. Let's read this very slowly and clearly. History has provided little, and I would add to no reason, for African people to trust, goddammit, white people. Period. And they go on in this way. And these recent months have put in the starkest relief the contempt with which the country measures the value of racial minorities. America is transfixed on the opioid epidemic among white people, who often get hooked after being overprescribed goddammit painkillers, while studies have shown that doctors underprescribe pain medication for African people. Well, we're fine with that, because they're dropping dead, and that accelerates their fucking exit from the earth, and we're just fine with that. We're fine with that. But when black lives were struck by addiction, we cordoned off minority communities with the police and threw away an entire generation of African and Hispanic men. Huh? Not to mention the Batarams and all of it. Likewise, despite centuries of exclusion and robust evidence of continuing racism, I gotta read that one again. Likewise, despite centuries since, goddamn it, 1619, of exclusion and robust, love that choice of words, and robust evidence of continuing racism, minority underemployment is often couched in the language of bad choices and personal responsibility. When systemic joblessness strikes swaths of white fucking people, we get an entire presidential campaign centered on globalization and impact on the white working class. Even the nerve of some rich or visible Africans to protest that America, in its laws and its police, are rarely seen has rarely been just to all has been met. Damn it, proofread your shit. Messed up the entire flow of this paragraph. Even the nerve of some rich or visible black folks, that would be your Oprahs of the world, or whatever, to protest that America, in its laws and in its police, has rarely been just to all, has been met with the howls. I think they meant justice, maybe. Has rarely been justice for all, has been met. I don't know what the fuck they meant. They need to die. I'm over it. Howls of presidents who cannot tolerate the lucky, and I'm over it. Okay, moving to the next fucking paragraph. As against our gauzy national hopes, I will teach my boys to have profound doubt that friendship with white people is possible. He's right, man. He's right. He's right. You see what I'm saying? When they were sending your bitch ass off to Vietnam, they let you know you might not goddamn it come back. That was just a responsible thing to do. Look, your bitch ass may not be coming back. We just have to let you know. You see? Goddamn, if you walk into the lion's cage, they might attack your ass. Done. So, you gotta let your black child know that, goddamn it, I will teach my boys to have a profound doubts that friendship with white people is, goddamn it, possible. When they ask, I will teach my sons that their beautiful hue is a fault line. Spare me platitudes of how we are all the same on the inside. Fuck that. I first have to keep my boys safe. And so I will teach them before the world shows them this particular brand of rending, violent, often fatal betrayal. I love it. I love it. And I'm with that. Don't give me that we're all the same on the inside, because we're not. Damn it, we're not. Damn it. You understand? We have a different enzyme that comes off of our cells even. We know that. Our melanin is not just color. It is energy. It is a response to the sun. It's a whole lot of things. It's not just color. You understand? You cut me next to a tiger and cut a tiger, goddamn it, the tiger gonna bleed too. Are we the same? I think not. So, spare us that. I agree with my brother. Let me assure you that my heartbreak dwarfs. Let me assure you that my heartbreak dwarfs my anger. I grew up in a classic Midwestern college town with all its American faults. It was a diverse and happy childhood kind of place, slightly dull in the way that parents wish for their children. If race showed in class lines, school cliques, and being pulled over more often, our little Americana lacked the deep racial tension and mistrust that seems so hard to escape now. What's surprising is that I am heartbroken at all. It is only for Africans who grew up in such a place that watching the orange tulip is so disorienting. For many weary minorities, the ridiculous thing was thinking friendship was possible in the first place. It hurts only if you believed friendship could bridge the racial gorge. No, it never can, it never has, and it never will. But again, you can be civil with them and common spaces where you just can't avoid them. You know, you show up at McDonald's, a little white girl taking your order. So just be courteous and the bitch get out of line. But we don't need to seek them out. Again, I give you the example of the Korean, the Chinese, and the Arab and all that. You understand? Of course, the rise of this orange circus has broken bonds on all sides. But for African people, the stakes are different. Imagining we can now be friends across this political line is asking us to ignore our safety and that of our children, to abandon personal regard and self-worth. Only white people can cordon off this orange tulip's political meaning, ignore the unpleasantness from a position of safety. His election and the year that has followed have fixed the awful thought in my mind, too familiar to black Americans. You can't trust these people. It is not the Orange Circus himself who has done this. Were it not for our reverence for money, the Orange Circus would be easily recognized as the simple-minded, vulgar, bigoted blowhard that he is. It is certainly not the neo-Nazi marching on Charlottesville. We have seen their type before. Rather, what has truly broken my heart are the ranks of the Orange Circus's many allies and apologists. The Orange Circus supporters are practiced at purposeful blindness. I love that choice of words. They're practiced at purposeful blindness. That his political life started with denying, without evidence, that Obama is American. That this black man could truly be the legitimate president is simply ignored. So too is his history of housing discrimination, his casual conflation of Muslims with terrorists, his reducing Mexican Americans to murderers and rapists. All along, his allies have watched racial pornography describing black America as pathological, yet they deny that there is any malice whatsoever in his words and actions, and they dismiss any attempt to recognize the danger of his wide-ranging animus as political correctness. Huh? Well, oh my God, I can't. I can't even. I just go on, Jedi. But the deepest rift is with the apologists. The, quote, good Orange Circus voters. The white people who understand that the Orange Circus says, quote, unfortunate things, but supports him because they like what he says on jobs and taxes. Huh? Forget that he's wearing a sheet and a fucking swastika while he's saying it. I just like his policy on jobs and bitch, did you see the swastika and the burning cross that he stood next to saying it, though? Did you see that, white bitch? Did you see that? Could we run the footage for you? Will that do anything? But what did he say? Their purposeful blindness. We love that. We love that. We love that. They bristle at the accusation that they supported racism, insisting they had to ignore the Orange Circus's ugliness, relying on everyday decency as a shield. They are befuddled at the chill that now separates them from black people in their offices and social circuses. They protest. Have they ever said anything racist? Don't they shovel the sidewalk of the new black neighbors? Surely, they say, politics, a single vote, does not mean we can't be friends. Oh, yes, the fuck it does. Because that tells me everything about you, and they know it, and that's why they're very secretive about their voting, and always have been. Very secretive. I do not write this with liberal condescension or glee. My heart is unbearably heavy when I assure you we cannot be friends. I love that. I gotta read that again. This is full of gems to hold on to for life. He begins in this sentence. I do not write this with liberal condescension or glee, period. My heart is unbelievably heavy when I assure you we cannot be friends. I love that. The same is true, unfortunately, of those who hold no quarter for the Orange Circus, but insists that black people need to do the reaching out, the moderating, the accommodating. Imagine the white friend during the civil rights era who disliked blacks being beaten to death but wishes the whole thing would just settle down. However likable, you could not properly describe her as a friend. Sometimes politics makes demands on the damn soul. Don't misunderstand. White circus supporters and people of color can like one another, but real friendship? The Orange Circus bruised ego invents outrageous claims of voter fraud, not caring that this rhetoric was built upon dogs and water hoses set on black children, and even today the relentless effort to silence black voices. His macho talk about, quote, law and order does not keep communities safe and threatens the very bodies of little boys I love. No amount of shoveled snow makes it all right, and too many imagine they can have it both ways. It is this desperation to recap the rewards of white power without being so much as indicted that James Baldwin recognized as America's criminal innocence. Ah, delicious. Criminal innocence. Ah, if that does not water your mouth, I don't understand you at all. Ah, I got to read that again. No amount of shoveled snow makes it all right, and too many imagine they can have it both ways. It is this desperation to reap the rewards of white power without being so much as indicted that James Baldwin recognized as America's criminal innocence. I need a t-shirt that says that. I need a t-shirt that says that. For Africans, race has become a proxy not just for politics but also for decency. White faces are swept together, ominous anxiety behind every character encounter at the airport or smiling white cashier. If they are not clearly allies, they will seem unsafe to me. We gotta read that again. Ah! I love this. For African people, I'll just break it down for y'all so you can really get the deliciousness of this. For African people, race has become a proxy, not just for politics, but also for decency. Race is a proxy for politics and decency. White faces are swept together. Ominous anxiety behind every chance encounter. Feel that. Ominous anxiety that you feel behind. I've got to add words. Ominous anxiety that you feel behind every chance encounter with one of them at an airport or a smiling white bitch at a cashier. If they're not clearly allies, they will seem unsafe to me. Goes back to what I was saying about Muhammad Ali and what I've said. I gave one parable and then I found out Muhammad Ali had given a different parable, but the same damn thing we were saying. My king. You feel me? And so that's what that paragraph speaks to. It's saying, if your bitch ass has not proven to me in some way, like you need to be able to recite my entire history from, for goddamn it, 1619 and be pissed off and beat red at the end of it with a gun in hand threatening to kill your own fucking people. That will at least get me to say hello to you. Not saying we're gonna be friends. You know what I'm saying? Just that's like a little starter piece. You said just like the little starter piece though. That's like $5. You know what I'm saying? For the little starter piece though, but that's like $5. You so if you go to Keisha checkout stand, you get it for like $3.99. But that's Keisha though. So I'm saying she probably gonna get fired next week anyway. I don't want to say nothing. But look, they're saying if they're not clearly goddamn it allies, and I think he's almost sarcastic in that, as if to say that that couldn't even exist, because there's a way to prove that you're absolutely an ally. Comma, they will seem unsafe to me. Think about that. No white person is feeling that. And instead of denying and trying to put everything off as if it doesn't fucking exist, you need to start acknowledging shit. Your white ass needs to write the word acknowledge. Write it. Write the word acknowledge. God damn it. Barack Obama's farewell address encouraged us to reach across partisan lines. Well, that's partisan. But there is a difference between disagreeing over taxes and negotiating one's place in America, the bodies of your children, your humanity. Our racial wound has undone love and families, and ignoring the depths of the gash will not cause it to heal. I'm so tempted to, I'm going to go on, y'all, because I can read that 3 times too. We can still all pretend we are friends. If meaningful civic friendship is impossible, we can make do with mere civility, the fake grin and all of it. Sharing drinks and watching the game. Indeed, even in the Orange Circus is America, I have not given up on being friends with all white people, period. My bi-ethnic wife, my most trusted friend, understands she is seen as a white woman, even though her brother and father are not. Well, you killing your whole argument now, bruh. How you gonna give me all this brilliance and all this hierarching, like just ancestral beamings and shit, and then now you come down to is this the end? And now you come down, you want to admit you got a white you got a white bitch? Like, what are you saying to me? You just wrecked my entire heart on. I'm done. God damn it, I'm going to take a shower. We done. Shit. God damn it. God damn it. I mean, come on. Yeah. Well, let us crawl to the end. My bi-ethnic wife, just say a white heifer, my most trusted friend. So you saying you can't trust that woman? You got the very enemy right up under you. Like, for real though. Understands she is seen as a white woman, even though her brother and father are not. Oh, okay, her brother and father are not white. Among my dearest friends, we're gonna give her like a what's the chick that runs BET? Deborah. What's her last name? Deborah. We're gonna give her a Deborah, just as a visual for all of us. Among my dearest friends, the wedding party and children's godparents variety, many were white. But there are friends who have marched in protest, rushed to airports to protest the presidential travel ban, people who have shared the risks required by strength and decency. There is hope, though. Implicitly, without meaning to, the Orange Circus asks us if this is the best we can do. It falls to us to do better. We cannot agree on our politics, but we can declare that we stand beside one another against cheap attacks and devaluation. That we live together and not simply beside one another. In the coming years, when my boys ask again their questions about who can be their best friend, I pray for a more hopeful answer. Well, this was kind of a roller coaster for me, because he is, I'm sure, at war. I would love to sit and talk with him and say, well, then you are in a personal war within. You see? Well, maybe, but he said her brother and father are not white, so I don't know. I'm not going to get into that because I could do 2 hours just on that. I promise you, and y'all know it. Then this looks juicy. Me and my white teachers. We're not doing it. Scroll up, Jedi. Scroll your ass up. Scroll your ass. If you don't scroll your ass. Here's what I like to say in my summation, everybody. And this is to white folks and my people. Because the truth is universal and eternal. It's just about who accepts it and adheres to it. You understand? The fact of the matter is that since 1619 up to present day in this country and indeed around the diaspora, wherever white people exist with us, they are a problem. They are a virus and a poison upon our people. You are the people who for over 40 years gave black men syphilis in Tuskegee, Alabama. Go and look it up. The Tuskegee experiment. White people did that. You've incarcerated us at rates unequaled by any other developed nation. You have lied and caused untold murders of our people, and you've directly outright murdered our people. The latest case of both them, John, is just the latest one that we know about. You've segregated us out of your neighborhoods. You had black only or white only establishments. You burned down our neighborhoods when we found our prosperity and got our sea legs after slavery. I could be here another hour just telling you your crimes. We don't owe you shit. And you should thank the creator of the heavens and the earth that we've not come in big numbers and slaughtered you off the fucking earth. So at the very least, as a small gratuity, just leave us the fuck alone. This is the J.